Welcome, hosts Dustin, and Anna.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Barrens Hideout Podcast. I'm Dustin.
I'm Anna.
And I don't even know who I am anymore.
You know damn well
sad.
who you are. You know
I
damn
am
well.
the littlest of the D's.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Little D.
And we are here for our Tales from the Barrens episode 5, baby.
Number 5.
All right, give me a 5, everybody. You ready? 3,
High five.
2, 1.
Hey.
Bah!
It's like that thing in Mario Party when they go, okay, and they hit the and then you get the points.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. So those who are new to Tales from the Barrens, we take 3 short films and compile them into our very own anthology. Now, this is a disclaimer. We do walk through the short, okay? So we'll walk you through the short, and we'll talk about it. And then we have something we have called the scare scale. The scare scale is how we rate this, and it's from a 0.25 to a 1 per each letter, and that is for story, creature, atmosphere, runtime, and effects. So we can, and then we'll put our points together, and it'll be a number of 5. Okay? So I asked everyone, or actually I asked Anna, right? I asked you this time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was like, give me 3 topics.
Mm-hmm.
And I dove deep into Alter's Lakes and found 3 banging shorts. So, Anna, you are kicking us off.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
With a short film called Home. And the first one I named off was Haunted House, because y'all should know by now that I'm a fan of haunts and haunted houses and Hell House and found footage and all that good stuff.
The Abaddon Hotel.
And the Abaddon Hotel. So, and this is the middle longest of the 3. And all of these 3 tonight are pretty short too.
Mm-hmm.
But this one's 8 minutes and 28 seconds. And what's what country was this made in?
Oh, I can look that up for you real quick.
Was
You
it
can
Germany?
Keep going.
It sounded like
No.
It's got it. You have to use subtitles when you watch it on
Yeah.
YouTube. You got to turn your captions on.
Is it this guy?
Yeah, I don't. Maybe my ears deceived me. I thought it was German. Somewhere around there.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's German. I'll have to look it up. We can keep rolling while I look it up.
Okay.
Sure.
But we've got this woman, and we open up on her bed, and right off the bat, the atmosphere gets set really quick, and I'm into it. It's just, you hear kind of noise in the background, but the camera's just focused on the bed. And I'm like looking up at the window. I'm like, is there a shadow going to come by? I like shorts or, full-length movies like that where it's just still and it's causing you to look around to see like what's going on and what's going to happen. So I was instantly sucked in. And the woman finally comes down and sits on her bed. She's got her laptop and she pulls her phone out and she's texting her husband and saying that she's going to bed. When will he be home? And he's like, 1 more drink and we're cashing out. And she's also like organizing pictures on her computer too, like kind of uploading them to like a gallery on Facebook or something, those who still do the albums on there. And in a lot of the pictures, he's got alcohol. Like to me, it seemed like this guy's got a little bit of a problem. And she does get more annoyed with him as the short goes on. But I think that comes even though, anyways, so she ends up going to sleep and she falls asleep with her phone beside her. She hears him come in and she kind of like turns but still lays in the bed. And I love the use of just the still shots in this, because we get another one right here and it's of her asleep in bed, but we can see the upstairs out her door, just the way the camera's at. And we see the husband coming home and he's being loud and he kicked the same toy in the hallway that she did earlier. And so, and he gets in the bed. We know something's going on, but we don't really know what yet. But even though we see someone get in the bed, just this hand like coming over her like that.
That
was
is so
really
fucking scary.
was so scary because at that moment I was like, is that really him or is something else going on? And so he's kind of like rubbing her, like he's might insinuate, like, you gonna roll over? And she, we find out in a few minutes that she has to get up early because she's getting pissed. And her phone goes off and it says,
Went out with a friend's house. Getting a little drink.
ran into an old friend, went to their house. And this guy is supposed to be in the bed with her. Okay, this woman does not act scared enough because at that moment I would have internally died. But she rolls over and just died.
Literally shit bricks.
Literally. So she rolls over though. She rolls over and she's jerking on him and she pulls the cover down and we see a guy. He's laying there. And we're like, okay. But he's kind of sleeping weird, and he's like under the cover, like all the way under the covers. I don't know anybody who sleeps completely under the covers.
I used to when I was a kid.
When you were a kid, exactly, yeah.
Sure, yeah.
So then she just kind of writes it off and dozes back off for a few hours because we see the time change on her phone when it lights up. And I can't remember what the order of the texts go in next, but I think the next one
I'm under the bed.
Yeah, the next one is I'm under the bed. And when that shit popped up on this TV, I instantly got scared because I'm sitting in my room like with the bright ass big light on my bed, and I still got scared because just that feeling like you're supposed to be safe in your house and little stuff like that. Just the atmosphere in this is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, what's under the bed? But she's still just not scared enough, girl. I'm like, what are you doing? But she still feels somebody beside her. So she doesn't, and he's under the covers. So she thinks he's drunk and fucking with her. And this is when she starts getting pissed. Like, it's late. I have to get up early, whatever. And then it's like, no, really, I really need your help. I'm stuck under here. And she tries to turn her light back on, but it's unplugged at this point. Fuck. And yeah, fuck. And then she how does he get her down to see the box? He says something.
Just that you need to help me get out. And she goes, okay, fine. I guess I'll do it.
That's what it was. And she tries to turn the light on and realizes it's unplugged. So she turns her flashlight on her phone and looks down and there's this little black box on the ground. And the text that she's getting keeps saying, I'm stuck under the bed. And these pictures just keep getting like more and more macabre. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember what was the first one, but
him with his friend drinking.
Yeah. They're at the bar. Yeah.
They're at the bar. It's basically someone or something taking a picture of her when nobody should be in the house. And as the pictures go on, like he's propped the body up like against the wall behind the bed and it's laying like that. Like, did you guys think he was dead or was he just drunk? Like that drunk?
I thought possessed.
Okay, there you go. I like that. But something was not right with him. And then like the next picture, he was completely gone and the covers were gone, but then the covers were back. And then the last picture is of a hand over the woman's mouth. And these are like Polaroid pictures and her eyes are wide open. So when she sees that, she freaks out. But then we get a shot behind her and it's of some other guy, the ghost. Are you shaking your head like I'm wrong?
No, I'm agreeing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm intrigued with the story.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I was like, what did I get wrong?
No,
but he's like hunched like Gollum up on this dresser in the corner, like reaching on the dresser.
Damn, why?
He's been plaguing us with these messages all week.
They're great, dude. But yeah, he's reaching out and it's alluding to the fact that this is a ghost because one of the things I told Dustin when he said, give me 3 topics, I said haunted house. So, and this is also, it could be left up to interpretation because we it's a short, so we don't get enough information ultimately. And so if we go to the scare scale, that could say that 3 times. That could be
the
hard.
SS.
No, don't say
don't
that.
Don't say that.
Do not say that.
Please don't. Please. Oh gosh, Charlie and them
No.
are already pissing off the Russians over on Gimme Back. We don't need it.
All right, Anna, to the scare scale.
To the scare
Yes.
scale. Okay,
The
so
scares tipper.
scare, yeah. So story. I like the story, but a general theme for this short for me was I needed more. So the story I gave a 0.5 to because I am intrigued in the story. You can tell there might be a little tension between the husband and wife. He might have a drinking problem. She's probably home going to bed by herself a lot if he's out drinking all the time. And now they find out they might have a ghost and this weird shit's happening and he's stuck under the bed. Creature I gave a 0 to because there wasn't one. I mean, even the ghost, quote unquote, just looked like a person. And
Sure.
I don't, and it didn't, I don't know, when he actually popped up on the screen, he didn't feel menacing to me. He felt like a spirit that needed help. Like that, like he was saying,
Sure.
help me, I'm trapped under the bed. Could be totally wrong. It could have been a ruse, but once again, it's up to our interpretation. Atmosphere is a heavy one because this was great. I mean, it was such a great start. And I feel like this is one too that would have benefited from the longer short category. Like
Sure.
we needed give me like 13 minutes.
Maybe.
Let's see this out. Let's
Let
see
it breathe a little bit.
Yeah, let's see her figure this out and or at least give us more than what we got. Like we were just getting to the good stuff and then it ended. And I was like, but no, I need more. What's R? Runtime. Definitely a
Runtime.
1. Yeah, definitely a 1 because it's super short. But at the same time, it could have been longer. I would have liked it a little bit longer. And then effects, I gave a 0 to as well because there's not any really. I'm going back to that. So overall, I give it a 2.5. I think
There
it
you go.
needed. I think it needed a little more time, and man, it was building up to something great. And that picture reveal got me, and just the text popping up on the screen. I'm under the bed, like 4 words. It's
was-
terrifying.
It was tense until it wasn't.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, this thing, it would definitely, like you said, it would have benefited from like 3 more minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Overall, 2.5.
2.5. Okay, that's down the middle. All right.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Little D. What about you?
All right. So I alluded to you guys before we started doing this that these shorts were pretty polarizing for me compared to the other episodes that we have done and all the ones that we have talked about. So with this one, I do agree that there's some pretty good tension in here, and storytelling probably could have benefited for a few more minutes. And I think this is probably why I'm not the biggest fan. So
Okay.
we're gonna go story. I'm gonna get it the lowest that I can. That's not a 0. I'm gonna give it a 0.25.
Okay.
And my reasoning is because I feel like there really wasn't a lot there. We get the text messages, sure. We get a little bit of like storytelling with the toy in the beginning, like okay, that's probably going to be coming back, or alluding to seeing things like you were saying, Anna. You see like above the stairs and stuff like that, and it leading towards her looking at these pictures, and like there's good moments in there that I did enjoy, but I think overall I was just like, I don't know if I'm really invested, and I think probably could have benefited from a couple more minutes to make me invested.
Yeah.
Creature, same. I'm going to give that a flat 0 because it's not really much unless you want to say the texts in some kind of weird way are the creature, kind of like point it into that kind of direction of that's what's leading the dread or whatever.
The catalyst, yeah.
Effects. Man. I might give that a 0.25 as well, because there's not a ton going on there, unless you want to go back to the pictures of that being kind of what we're using for the quote-unquote effects of things being moved around, but doing that picture form. Runtime, I'll give that a 1. It is short, but I do think I would have benefited for a couple more minutes for me, like I said earlier, to be a little bit more invested into really get in gear with this. And then
Atmosphere is the last one you got.
atmosphere. So this is a tough one. I was thinking about it while you were talking about it. I might give this one a 0.50. I might do that. Because like I said, there was some dread that was definitely building up on there that I did enjoy, but I wanted more. And yeah, it's just there's just something about this one. It's not bad. I know I'm coming off as it like saying that it's bad. I just feel like there's more that they could have done to be
Great.
scarier for me, I
Right.
guess. Like, I
Sure.
mean, you being with a partner, and them being out drinking or out and they come back late, and obviously you're half awake, and then they're in the bed, and then you wake up in the middle of the night with them coming back home, and then like you have like just that instant, like, oh my, is that who I think that is? Like we've all kind of, I think, experienced something like that, at least once in our life.
It reminds
So like
me,
it's kind of playing on that, and I do respect them trying to go in that avenue, because I don't know if there's really a lot of other shorts or films that kind of do things like that. So for them doing that, I give them a round of applause for trying something new. But
it reminded me of a short that came out. This is probably like 2005 to 2008, called Bedfellows.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen? I'm sure, Andy, you've probably seen like the sting of it. It's about this lady who gets a phone call from her husband, and he's like, "Hey, I locked my keys out. I went out for a midnight run. All this and that. All while there's somebody laying in the bed next to her, and the big sting is like, it shows the person's face of like who's laying in the bed." And I'll send you a picture of it after. But
yeah, you'll recognize it.
I'm sure you had seen it before somewhere.
Okay, gotcha.
But
Kind of like the other side of the box.
Kind of, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So as for me,
Yeah,
the story.
What do I have for a score? Was that a 2?
Get a 2.
2.
Yeah. So as for the story, I do think there was not enough, but we had some to play with. Like, we learned, we have to assume what's going on with these pictures, along with the conversations throughout the rest of the short. That there is, I feel like, tension between them. He's staying out for X amount of time because.
Yeah.
So for me, the story, I'm going to give that a 0.5.
Okay.
Creature, I'm right there with you guys. There was nothing here to judge. Because I didn't think the ghost at the end was. It could have been many of things. Atmosphere is easily a 1 because that house, being as big and empty as it is in the time of night, it was 3 a.m. when all this was happening because she went to bed at like 2, I think, and then it was like 3:45 when shit went down. But that's another thing is her ass went to bed without putting her phone on the charger.
That bothered me too. I was like, why is she? I don't sleep with my phone like that. That's weird. People who do that are weird. Sorry if either
animal. I don't.
Animal.
Mine's always plugged in when I'm going to bed.
That's me on the end table, ready for my alarm to go off.
Gotcha.
An animal.
Yeah. Atmosphere is absolutely 1. That house is scary. It is fucking scary. It's big and empty. We hear her stub her toe on the little toy at the beginning, and then we hear it again. Like we're like, fuck, something's about to go down.
Yeah.
Runtime is perfect. Like that is a nice crisp 9 minutes. Right? Yeah, little under 9.
8:28.
Yeah. And as for the effects, there was none there. So I'm going to give that a 0, and that puts me at a 2.5.
Yep, we did the same.
I wonder if that's our, like, us individually. If this is the lowest one that we've all individually rated.
It is
so far,
and that gives us an average of 2.3.
Wow. Once again, I may have gone a little harsh on it, but that's just me being me, and I want more.
No, you know what it is? It's because film is subjective.
Yeah.
Like what you like what you don't like.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
we don't comment about it.
No.
That's what
and
I
that's
like.
it.
Well, that's what I like about us. I don't want to be a part of a podcast where we all feel the same way, especially with stuff like this. This is a prime example.
Yeah. When we only have 9 minutes to work with something and we all have different experiences with it.
Exactly.
Like Anna thought it was a ghost. Dustin thought he was possessed. That's two different opinions right there, baby.
I am possessed, just so you guys know.
All right.
Well, I'm logging off now. I don't want this to be a host situation.
Anyways. Yeah.
Too late.
So I'm gonna talk about the second one.
Yeah.
I was tasked with finding some more wooter. Some wooter. And I found a little short called Backstroke. So I was telling you guys off air that I was trying to, it might have been off air. It might have been at the beginning of this. I was trying to find stuff that kind of like played on the word of what you wanted me to look for.
Right.
Something that was kind of like not on the nose of water or haunted house, you know. Technically the one was called Home, but
yeah.
And I came across this one, and what struck me is it takes place on the way to Florida. You know,
Florida.
Baby. And it opens up with a couple getting a phone call from the girl's mother saying, "Hey, I understand. You know, I'm sorry for what I said. Please come home." All this and that. They steal this car. And take off. They're taking off. They're going to go live their life in Florida. And then they stop. They stop to take a pee break, you know, just along the side of the road, whatever. And out of nowhere, the boyfriend walks up to the car and says, "Hey, check this out," and opens the glove compartment, and there is a gun in there. Like, I don't know if it was theirs or if it was...
It was the car
cars,
owners.
you know, like
it
It was in the car.
Yeah, it was already in the car.
Okay. And when he asks his girl, he goes, "Hey, do you know how to shoot it? You know how to do it?" Takes her out there and kind of lets her shoot one. This fucking lady turns around with this loaded pistol and says, "How do I look?" And he goes, "You look great." She goes, "Now get on your knees." I'm like, oh my God. Like, what is about to happen here?
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes, "Close your eyes." And I'm like, fuck, dude. All right. Okay. Count to 10. And this dude, I don't know if he's going along with it because he knows she's bullshitting or if he's afraid, because my ass would be terrified that this loaded gun is pointed at me and someone's making demands.
Fuck yeah. I don't care how close I am with you, whether we're a boyfriend or girlfriend or not. If you point a gun at me, I'm scared.
She ends up taking off running, right? Like, she just books it. I've never been to this place before, ever. Not knowing what's on the other side of that brush, because in Florida, if it's not solid, there's fucking swamps there. And I told you guys in X, when there's water, there's gators.
You got gators.
They got gators. Okay? This girl strips down to her birthday suit.
Dude.
Bare-assed. Jumps into... Oh, except she has her 90s choker collar on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jumps into this lake and starts swimming. She's going and going, and then she goes underwater and comes back up, and then there is this fucking guy just standing on the bank. He goes, "Hey."
That shot was great.
Oh, it was perfect.
I was like, oh fuck.
It was tense, and she plays it so cool.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Hey, what's your name?" She goes, "My name's Amber." He goes, "What are you doing?" "Swimming." "Are you by yourself?" "No, maybe." Like, she plays the whole thing fucking cool up until this guy's like, "You do you think your boyfriend will really appreciate me standing here watching you swim?" And she's like, "Who says I have a boyfriend?" And she's calling for this kid. I think his name's Jake.
Something
She's
like that.
calling for him. And he goes, "Well, he's not going to answer you. You know why?" And she goes, "Why?" He goes, "Because he's dead." Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Dude, and then she starts backpedaling, you know, like away. And he goes, "I can't hear you being all the way out there. You know, you got to come closer to me so I can hear you." Like a fucking psychopath, dude. Like, this guy is it's like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Let me remind real quick. She is naked. Once again, she's naked.
Her tids and bids are out.
Everything's out.
Everything. She's bare-assed.
Mm-hmm.
And and then she like turns around to go away, and then she, for some reason, looks back and he's gone. Would you guys swim back to the bank he was standing at with that interaction just happening, or would you continue to go the other way you were just going?
I'd go under the water and swim the other way so he doesn't know where I'm popping up.
Okay.
As a
fair.
woman, that's like a whole other aspect to it too, like being naked and being
Sure.
vulnerable. So a part of me would, I don't know, a part of me feels like I'd be so scared I would swim because I'm a pretty good swimmer. And I mean, it's
You're also 8 feet tall, so you can
that
stand in the
helps.
lake.
Yeah, I got a killer leg stroke pedal. Little flippers. But a part of me would want to, like, because her clothes weren't that far off the shore. So a part of me would want to be like, do what she did, because after that, she goes up there and she's putting her clothes back on, looking around, keeping an eye out. And well, I mean, and then I guess I would have just jumped back in the lake and started swimming, even if my clothes would have been wet or not, because at least I would have been covered,
Sure. And
Yeah.
her only line of defense was up there too, because that's where she left the gun.
and it wasn't there.
It wasn't there. So she swims back to the bank, grabs all of her clothes, puts them back on as she's running, and then gets in the car. Doesn't find her boyfriend, nothing. Peels out of there, thinking she got out scot-free. And then the last 3 seconds, we see that hand reaching out from behind her, going to grab her.
As
Man.
her boyfriend is calling her on her cell phone, probably wondering where
Mhm.
she's at.
Yeah, where the
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm saying, where the fuck are you at? That's what I'm saying. Like, it was awesome.
I think I want to change my score now after we talked about it. I had like a little light bulb go off.
Light bulb.
Light
So- Light bulb.
Hey, babe.
So we're going to head over to the scare scale. And as for the story, that's a whopping 1, dude, because we
Mhm.
get a lot told to us.
Mhm.
Because we think that the person who's actually going to be the villain in this isn't. She's actually the victim. Which I think it's the flopping of the story was awesome. As for the creature, I'm gonna consider dude on the bank the creature, because he was the protagonist, right? Like, or antagonist. Sorry,
Yeah.
he was the antagonist of the short, to where he's trying to like what would have happened if she did get out and was like, he got her. Like, what would we have seen?
But
Well,
we would have been on the I spit in your grave territory.
Exactly.
mm.
So I'm going to give him a 0.5, because he was. We don't know how crazy he was, other than the fact what he was saying to her.
He was pretty creepy.
It was pretty creepy. Runtime, I think this one was a little over 9 minutes.
10:22.
10:22.
Something, yeah.
Perfect. No wasted minute. It ran smooth, beginning to end. That's a 1 for me. Oh, I missed atmosphere. Atmosphere, I love, because it's the nature of Florida, dude. It's my backyard, so I like the atmosphere. I like
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that's gonna be a 1 for me as well for there. And the effects, there are none. There are no
Yeah.
effects in this. So I'm gonna give that a 0, which gives me a 3.5.
Very nice. Very nice.
Little D, what you got?
Okay, so story, I'll go with you on that one. I think that was a solid 1. We definitely got a lot told in the 10-minute span. I think it's the run. Like, I'm going to jump to runtime as well. I think it's perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and give that as a 1 as well. So we're going to go back to creature. I'll go with you on that one as well too. I'll do a 0.50 as well. Because I mean, he was definitely creepy, for sure. And like, trying to see this through like the female side of it, and like how crazy it would be. Like, what, Anna, I'm sure you thinking about this, like if it was you, you'd be like, that's fucking creepy and crazy. And we kind of just talked about it. So yeah, definitely a 0.50. Atmosphere, I'll make it that one a 0.75. I feel like the tension could have been a little bit more, I think, in certain spots to make the atmosphere thicker. I feel like it was kind of loose all around, even with the interaction between her and him, and then going towards the car. So leave it on that. And then what am I at? Effects?
Effects.
0. Yeah, I'm right there with you as well.
Okay. That puts you at a 3.25.
Oh, nice.
All right,
Decent.
Anna. Anna, what you got?
So after we discussed it, I kind of had a light bulb go off because my score was originally a little lower. But
Okay.
the fact that at the end, it's like this guy knew that's what she was going to do. She was scared. She was vulnerable. She's going to know at this point that he's taken her gun and her weapon.
Mm.
So she's going to take off running. And he's already told her her boyfriend's dead. So the first thing she's going to do is run back to the car, get in it. And he hasn't fucked with the car. And she's going to get out and drive away. And that's exactly what she did. So that could also indicate that, and he kind of mentions it earlier, saying that people die in that lake every once or twice every few years, something like that. But this could also be not the first time that he's done this little game. Maybe this is his backyard, and this is something he's used to. And like he says, if you pull over, if you leave your car up there, you'll get a ticket. It's like he knows this kind of area. So realizing that made my score go up a little bit. So I'm gonna give the story a 1. I just think it's great. I think it's set up well. I understand why the scene is in there now with the gun, like that whole scene. There's a part of me that wishes that wasn't in there, and maybe they were just doing, because the guns really, it serves no purpose other than to switch the story around. Like, because at that moment, we're like, oh, fuck, she's crazy. What is she going to do to this guy? But no, that's really not the case. She's just young. She's probably a minor, too, which now you got kidnapping with the charges.
He asked that. He goes, shouldn't you be in school?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, I don't go to school.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he asked her that. So.
Because you ran away. But I feel like that scene's just not necessary. But I mean, at the same time, like I said, because of the switcheroo, I'll forgive it. So yeah, the story's a 1. Creature, I originally had a 0, but I also want to take into effect because that guy was creepy. Like he did well for the few minutes, if that, he was there. He served his purpose. And especially the shot with the hand at the end, that creeped the fuck out of me. Shots like that get me every time. I don't care if it's in a short film or a feature length. It's so simple and so effective. Like, I jumped back. I went, oh, when that hand started coming out. I was so scared. And then just the hard rock at the end too was pretty cool at the with the credits. So I will give Creature a 0.5 as well. Ladies, and not just ladies, but men too. If y'all watch horror movies and you're not checking in the back seat of your car every single time you get up to your car by this point, not even if you don't watch horror movies at all, but the state the world's in right now. Yeah. What are you doing with your life? Like that girl, and it was in broad daylight too. I know she was in a panic, but like I'm still looking. Like that stuff scares me too. I'm afraid I'm gonna be driving down the road one night and somebody's gonna pop up behind me. That shit terrifies me. Atmosphere, definitely a 1. I like the woods aspect because lots of things can happen in the woods. And like Dustin said, if you don't know that you're for sure on ground, you could be running right into a swamp and you'll never know it, especially in Florida.
Yeah.
So I'm giving that a 1. Runtime, definitely a 1. 10:22. I mean, you can't beat it as far as I'm concerned. It's a little bit longer, but not quite as long. It's kind of, in the middle, I'd say. And effects too, I'll give a 0 too, because there really wasn't anything. I mean, we got no blood, sweat maybe, water, but yeah, that's a 0. I feel like there's a part of me that wishes we got a little bit more with this one too, even though I do like that needle drop of an end. But like, her boyfriend's alive out there looking around for her, wondering what happened to her. Yeah. And this guy has just convinced her he's dead, and she believed him because she's scared. So that dinged on me a little bit more as we were talking about it. So yeah, 3.5 for me as well.
Perfect. That gives us a 3.42 for this
Okay.
short.
Very
That's a
nice.
pretty good average.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And what'd you say the runtime for this one was?
10:22.
10-20.
Okay. I'm keeping track of all that now. All right, Lil D, wrap us up, man. Which one did you bring?
I brought Wiccan.
Fucking
and
Waking Kid.
Oh, fucking wicked.
I'm going to say this right off the bat. I think out of all the three that we have covered tonight, I think this might be the strongest. And it kind of, falls in suit what it has on the YouTube thing because it won some awards, y'all. It's an award winner.
I did see that. Yeah, award winner.
So I enjoyed this one, but let's get to the story. So we open up with I don't remember any of the characters' names, so I'm just gonna be very generic here. Girl 1 talking to girl 2 on the phone.
Let me look these up for you.
There's
I know,
sisters.
I know Ethan's the boy that's in this.
Yeah, I forget the main girls, but anyway, they're talking, and she's like in the kitchen area, and
Nora is our main girl.
Nora, Ethan,
and Aisha is the sister.
Aisha
With the baby.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, the sisters are talking. She's in the kitchen doing things, and obviously you can hear the baby on the other side of the line, and they're kind of chatting. I don't remember exactly what they were talking about, but they break up when she starts getting a call from her boyfriend Ethan, and she's really excited and was like, "Oh, how did the meeting go? And how is it going? I'm excited to see you." But you can see with him that there's something not quite right with his body language.
Yeah.
He's just very still "Oh, so you missed me, huh? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you dickhead.
Yeah, that's nice. Oh, how'd the meeting go? Oh, kind of went all right." So it's kind of like that dialogue when she's very up and oh, I'm so happy to see you because he's away, and I forget where he is, but he's away.
He's in London.
London. He's in London and doing things.
I thought Anna was about to hit us with it.
What?
London.
Oh,
London.
thank you.
So she moves into another room. I think it's her bedroom. And he's got this really wide shot, on his
beautiful.
Yeah, very, very beautiful on
Scary.
his computer.
Yeah.
You see things moving in the back, and she goes, "Oh, is there somebody behind the curtains?" He just goes, "No, I think that might just be the wind." Literally just like that too. No, I think that's just the wind. And he goes, "Oh, this actually something I wanted to show you." And she goes, "Oh, okay, send it on over." And so she opens it, and they're doing this on Skype, which every time I hear the Skype ring, it gives me some kind of PTSD from when I was younger or something. And it's oh no,
or
not this.
Your early podcasting days for me, I was oh god, dude,
yeah. So yeah, she gets this attachment. It's a picture of this girl with a lantern, and he goes, "I'm sorry, you need to pass it on to somebody that you love. And she goes, what are you talking about?" And he goes, "I'm really sorry." And it starts glitching out and weird, and then her lights go out, and that's when it starts getting crazier for me. I was oh, I'm already invested in this, but when the lights went out, and with him being kind of freeze frame, and then she goes up and goes back into the kitchen slowly. This is another thing I fucking hate in horror movies, though, is the slow walking and the slow, I'm going to do this very, very softly. Just fucking book it. Go flick the thing on to see what's going on. Just go. I hate that. I know they do it to build tension for you to be oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? But for me, that's a trope that this needs to,
die. Yeah.
We got to get out of that.
Put some pep in your step.
Yeah, so she gets this image, and he kind of briefly says, "Oh, it's to somebody. If you don't pass it along, she's gonna, do shit, whatever." And in her room, her apartment, she's kind of got the same curtains that he did, just all white, and there you can see that moving and whatnot after she flicks on the light. So, and she goes over, opens up the curtain, and she's like, "Huh, that's weird." And she's looking around for a little bit as we see a girl with a lantern walking behind her, and I saw that. I was like, all right. What are we getting here? Is she gonna freaking get killed? What's going on? But I interpreted this as she's walking away from the light that she siphons light in her lantern.
Oh, that's cool.
Possibly.
Yeah. I dig
Yeah.
that.
So like she does that, and she's just like taking the light from you because every time she would go in somewhere, the lights would just go away.
Is
Mhm.
it the
So-
de-illuminator that Dumbledore has?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Nora turns around, and obviously she doesn't see anything, and then she goes into the bedroom, and then I think that's when she starts to hear like the knocking or like the door trying to open, and she's trying to call her sister, and she's like under
there's So she goes to turn the light switch on. And
That's
she reaches for the light switch, and it shows her
like
hand.
she gets her
and then
yes.
another hand on top of it, and you're like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Yeah, that's right. The lights go back out, and she goes to do that, and I think either her finger gets like broken or scratched.
Oh, it breaks that finger.
broke it. Meh.
Brokes it. Yeah,
Brokes
man.
Brokes it.
She brokes that finger, yo. But then that's when she runs back into the room and she locks it, and the door's trying to open, and she hears it, and she puts the covers over her, kind of going back to the first
That's
short we talked about.
That's
you
the
know.
ultimate boogeyman shield, man.
Mhm.
Yeah. So she's trying to call her sister, and they finally get through, and she goes, "Oh, what's going on?" And we see a POV of Nora just underneath the blanket, and she goes, and she just sends the thing there. She goes, What did you just send me?" Because at this point, the lantern lady who siphons your light is in the bedroom with her.
Mhm.
And then with me, what really like fucks me up is that you just cursed this woman with a baby.
It has to be someone you love.
I
That's
get that.
I say that's the rule we're told.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
I get that, but call your fucking mom or your grandmother who's probably
Call
about to fucking die.
Show your grandma.
Yeah.
Just like call your grandma and just like, hey, open up this thing. Have whoever's there help you open up. Don't curse your fucking sister with her baby in hand. And then that's pretty much just how the short ends right there. It's just like a big like, what did you just do to me? And things start flickering on her side too. But I thought out of all of the shorts we covered tonight, I think this one might have been the strongest because it's minimal. Like I feel like it's even, I don't know if I would say it's more minimal than Home, but just the story I felt like was really, really strong, and everything that's going on in it. But let's just get this the scale. So story a 100%. That's getting a 1 all the way through. As soon as like the boyfriend goes on and he's got that cold stare and like super monotone and low effort, you fucking know you're getting yourself into something. There's something completely not right here. The creature, which is the girl with the lantern, I'll give that a 0.5 because it's nothing like super over the top. I mean, like her eyes are, she's got like a bandage over it, no eyes. It seems like 'cause it's all bloody, and she holds a lantern. And in my interpretation, she siphons your light, which I think is pretty cool if that's what they're trying to do. Of just someone walking around your house, be like, "That's mine. That's
Mine.
That's mine."
You paying for that or what?
So that's really cool. The atmosphere, I'm gonna give that a 1 as well. I was really enthralled with this, and I was like, "This is giving me the creeps." The only thing I pull from it is the slow walking and trying to turn on that light switch. But I'm not even gonna put that in there because that's just a gripe of mine. And then runtime, this is a 1 as well because it was very, very short. I think this was the shortest one.
Yeah, 7:37.
Very, 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 very short and straight to the point. You get everything in here. And then effects. I mean, it's really just like lights going off and on. I mean, there's like the broken finger, the costume. Maybe I get it at 0.5 as well. I just had a lot of fun with this one, and I think I'm going to go back and rewatch it because I did have a lot of fun, and I can see why it won awards. One, because it's short, it's very short, and they did exactly what they needed to do. They were in and out with this. There was nothing trying to fill in gaps. It was literally, this is a story. You're in, you're here, and you're out. And I love that about short films. So yeah, what am I landing at for score?
It gives you a 4.
Oh, okay,
Damn.
nice.
Yeah, nice.
And I guess we'll go to you.
Well, I do not feel as strongly as you do about this one.
And that's completely fine. We're polarizing
That's why
all
we're
over
here.
this.
Yep.
So, this for me felt too much like It Follows.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
felt like it didn't really do anything new. I feel like
When did
it's
this come out?
something I was thinking of that a little bit ago. Also the girl, what did we say the main girl's name was?
Nora.
Nora. I know it's a short and it's an indie, but
Okay.
she just did not sell it for me. And
Fair.
for her to be like our main girl, she just didn't do it for me. She just didn't. She didn't act scared enough. I know the hide under the covers is like it's the trope, but bitch, you are a grown woman. Get out of that fucking apartment. Like, what are you doing? Really? Like,
Slow
what
walk
is
into the light switch.
what is
Yeah,
wrong with
she's-
you?
You seen how slow she walks?
Yeah. So the story I'll give a 0.25 to, just because I feel like I've seen it already.
Yeah. It Follows came out in 2014. This came out in 2019.
Okay.
There we go. Creature, I'll also give a 0.25 to, just because when we do get the close-up shot on the Wiccan, she doesn't look as ancient as she should. Like she looks like she just died a few years ago.
Okay.
You know. So the creature didn't really sell it for me either. The atmosphere I'll give a 0.5 to. But with the webcam stuff, I mean, I just mentioned Host earlier. I love that movie.
Me too.
So it felt a little familiar there as well. And I think the atmosphere didn't sell me as much as it should have because of Nora, her acting, and because of the creature effects at that point. So I gave that a 0.5. Runtime's easily a 1, because I mean 7 minutes 37 seconds is great, and they did a lot with the time they used, so I'll give them that. And the effects I also gave a 0.25 to, because she just pulls her finger over and they inserted a cracking effect. Add a little blood there, squirt something, get
Squirt.
some blood on her shirt. So yeah, that gives me a 2.25. And
All right.
I wish I could have given it more. It had something, but
Sure.
but Nora got on my nerves.
And that's okay.
Just like Maxine. Huh?
Maxine, exactly. Me and Goth.
So, as for me on the scare scale, I'm gonna head over to the story. I dug it. Like, I like the idea of a curse thing, and the reason it seems so familiar to you, Anna, is this is the second week in a row where somebody has been gifted something that is cursed, and they have to pass it on to someone
I didn't even
else.
think of that. I really didn't.
So I'm always a fan of that, because I love J horror, and that's what this really reminded me of. It's just stuff like The Ring, like Ringu, and
The Ring. Yep.
the Grudge, and Ju-on and stuff like that, man. So I'm gonna give this a 1. I didn't mind the Nora, the main girl. I really did like all the interactions she had with everyone else. And little D, you left out a part which I fucking loved, is when she gets a call back from Ethan.
Oh, that was creepy.
Oh yeah.
And it's his back to the camera, and he just points to his right, and as soon as she looks over, that's when the fucking curtains start moving. I'm like, that is eerie.
Yeah,
that's
that was
right.
creepy.
That is eerie. The creature, I actually really like this character, because like I play Dead by Daylight. There's a character in there called the Nurse. Yep. She has a bandage around her eyes, and she does all the shit. But I love it. It does look simplistic, but it looks like she's been like tortured and shit like that, And then having like I don't say Renaissance, but what era am I thinking of? The dress she was wearing is very bicentennial.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of like where I pinned where this creature came from.
Okay.
Was that time era. So I'm going to give that a 0.75. The atmosphere, we're stuck in this girl's apartment. It's black, then it's light, then it's black again, then she's under her covers. I'm going to give that a 0.25. Runtime was perfect. Being in at 7 minutes,
37 seconds.
37 seconds. It was beautiful. Now for the effects. Here's where I'm going to kind of veer away from the two of you.
Okay.
When we get the close up of the Wiccan and her eyes start profusely bleeding, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not just considering that. I'm considering the VFX, the digital stuff that the boyfriend, when he was calling, all of the skipping and the static and all that shit looked really good.
Okay, yeah.
We do get the close up of the creature's hand. We see how disgusting it is, and like Anna said, we just hear the crack. We don't get to see the broken finger.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm lumping all of that together because I really liked. It wasn't just a woman walking around with a blindfold on, Bird Box style, Like she had, like something had to have happened to her. And I want to know about that. Like, why is she haunting these people?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really interested in that. But as for the effects, I'm going to give that a 0.75.
Fair enough.
There's stuff I liked in it enough, which gives me a 3.75.
Okay.
Very nice.
So 3.75 plus 4 plus.
You okay, Hannah?
I've been having some jaw problems lately.
Mine pops every now and then. I hate it.
Mine's like
that.
Sorry.
That's okay.
We'll talk after.
That gives us an average of 3.33.
Okay.
For this one.
Okay.
So
it's like above average.
Solid. So Anna,
so good
what order would you watch these in?
The same way we did.
Okay,
home, backstroke, and Wiccan.
Okay, Lil D.
Same with Anna.
I felt like that was a good way to go.
Yeah, same here. So yeah, that was a solid Tales.
It was.
Tales from the Barrens.
So I'm stoked that we're going to keep continuing to do this series. But I want to let you guys know this right now, because we talked about it a little bit before, that we were each going to start picking a short to bring, right? Like each of us pick one, and I opted to do it starting not the next one because the one after, because I want a fresh slate, and that's because I got an email today. And it had a screener in it for a short film called Wild Animal. That's written and directed by Beth Park.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I have
That's what
short.
I was talking about earlier.
Yes. I
was trying to contain it because I wanted you guys to be stoked
awesome.
on it.
You and Charlie
Our
both
girl
have pulled the wool over my eyes this week.
So I got the email today. It was like 2:30, 3 o'clock, and I got it. A little sneak peek. I've already watched it. I cannot wait for you guys to see it.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited too.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to count that as my pick for next week.
Okay. That works.
So I'm going to have you two pick some, but I will forward you the email. That's what I wanted to wait. To tell you
my
guys.
gosh, I'm so excited.
I'm excited.
So, yes, Beth sent it over to me. I'm pretty fucking stoked on that. So
wait, Beth herself sent it to you?
I messaged Beth saying, I'll read you the message real quick. I'll read you the messages.
Hell yeah, man. I'm stoked.
This is exciting.
It's going to be good. So, I messaged her and said, hey, this is Dustin from the Barrens Hideout. I was wondering if there'd be a way we could sneak a peek at Wild Animal. I haven't told either Little D or Anna about reaching out. Kind of wanted to surprise them if possible.
Yep.
Oh
and then she messaged me back and she said, hey, I might be able to send you over a sneaky link to watch it. Keep your eyes peeled. I'm like, okay, that would be so awesome. If you need an email, I gave her the email address. I got a message today at 2:21. She goes, here you go. Hope you enjoy it. Sent me the message. And I said, we're recording tonight. And I'm going to drop the news on them then. Thank you so much. And she said, he. Great.
Oh my God.
She's so sweet. She's so sweet.
So yes.
Thank you, Beth.
So
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
I'll count that as my pick for next week.
Yes.
For Wild Animal, okay?
I'm so excited.
And for those of you who are wondering who we're talking about,
yes, if you need a reminder,
a lovely.
Just
She's just amazing. She's a director. She's worked on video games. She's now working a full length feature. It's on Beth Park. Um, she did a short film that we covered that we all really loved called Fishwife. We interviewed her.
Mhm.
You guys can see that or listen to it anywhere. All those are up. I think it was Tales number, was it 2?
3.
3? It
It
was
was
Tales 3 that
mhm.
we did that one for.
Mhm.
And we just hit it off with her. It was great. The interview was really funny and really cool.
Mhm.
I may have gotten roasted a little bit, and you know what?
got his
It's
ass.
okay. That's
She's
okay.
like,
Beth,
I want
you're
to
you're
talk to
great, and we
you,
all love
little
you.
D, about what you said.
Yes, yes. She's an English woman, and she's great.
So sweet.
She's
Um,
awesome.
So go
Yeah.
check out her work and go watch Fishwife. Yeah, I'm
Please
amped,
go
dude.
watch Fishwife.
Yeah, please, please. It's so
Yeah.
good. When does Wild Animal like
Oh, man.
actually release? Has it?
It's making it's
fes-
touring the festival
festivals?
circuit right now.
All right.
So
This
we
is
got
Make sure you're getting
exciting.
clearance that we can post about it though.
I will. Dude, I'm
It's not his
Just
first
saying.
rodeo.
Dude,
yeah, man.
I made many mistakes.
Beth,
So-
thank you so
so that is-
much. Such a treat.
Yes. So that is going to be coming next week. You guys are going to be getting more and more Tales from the Barrens. Cannot wait because these short films are just blowing us away.
They are.
Yes.
They really are.
Even if some of us think they're not great, some of us think they are great. That's the point of us doing this.
And
Is
I just want to say here, I did make a story, and I just want to make this for everybody who's listening. We're taking a little bit of a hiatus from the Screenbox Essential Picks. We're going to be frontlining Tales a little bit more for reasons that I don't need to say publicly. But this is something that a choice that I wanted to make. So we're going to be doing a lot more Tales and short films, and we do have a post out on all of our socials. If you guys have any short films, just send it to the email, which is at the Barrens Hideout, the BHO podcast at gmail.com. You guys can forward us all your shorts. I know we have a lot of people who have shorts or short, like, I don't know, like social media pages, and they like all of our stuff, but just send us your short if you want us to talk about it.
absolutely.
Because I'm not going to remember everybody. If you do have a short and you're liking these, just either DM us there or send us an email, because it's hard for me to go through, and even Big D to go through and be like, okay, this short we disliked here, disliked there. It's just everything all in one place is a lot better for us.
Yeah. As long as it's horror centric, I mean,
Yes.
that's what we're here for. So, I mean, it doesn't matter the type of horror. It can have any type of subgenre. That's why we're doing it like this too. Like, I'm asking for topics, and I'll go find a subgenre of that topic. So, yeah. So, Anna, what do you guys got cooking over on Give Me Back My Action and Horror Movies?
See, this will come out next Thursday.
Next Friday.
Next Thursday.
Next
Thursday.
Thursday.
Next Thursday.
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 So that means Pete month is almost to a close. RRR will have come out this week. I missed that episode because I was sick, but it's a Bollywood film. It's on Netflix. I cringed too when Pete said it was a Bollywood film, but give it a shot. Fair warning, it's 3 hours and 5 minutes. It is an epic, but it was really interesting to see like how a different culture does a big blockbuster film like this, because I mean, I was hyped. I was really hyped by the end of it, and I was like standing up at scenes and like cheering my mouth open. Like the action was great. So if you're looking for something different, I recommend that. It's a long one, but it's different and it's fun. It really is. It's a good story too. And also over here, my review of the first 2 episodes of Yellow Jackets are out on Patreon now. We're finally into the new season and it's getting started, and I'm really excited about it. So I hope you guys have started watching Yellow Jackets, or if you haven't, then I'm inspiring you to. So that's only on Patreon right now as an exclusive for $1, Bob. And
$1, Bob.
Yeah, having fun with Yellow Jackets. Glad it's back on.
I'll be joining you, I promise.
Yes, I know you need to.
Yeah. So let's get out of here, man. Thank you guys for listening and checking out our 5th episode of Tales from the Barrens. But until then, we will see you on the next one.
Bye.
Have a good one, everybody.
Later.
Ha ha ha.